So the Bulldogs are heading to the Smurf Turf this weekend in a game that Vegas has the Bulldogs being 17-point underdogs. And in all honesty, that sounds about right. I mean, I think this game will be very similar to last week, which was the defense keeping them in, but the offense not really being able to do anything. And I want to address it real quick. I know people have been asking me, what's happened to the running game? Where's Bryson Donaldson? Where's Elijah Gilliam and so forth? I think it's all product of teams just going all out to stop the running game. I really believe that's what we're seeing here. And I think that if the offense can develop a respectable passing game, the running game will get better. And I think that's why the move to replace Warner with Coughlin was made. Because you knew that Warner was not going to make the passing game effective. Don't know if Coughlin will yet. Haven't seen enough of him. But you knew you weren't going to see it with Warner. Now the Broncos. If you're a Bulldog fan of my age and generation, there's not a team you hate more than Boise. Simple as that. All right? Your childhood was made up of Boise just pounding you into the ground under the Pat Hill years. But since the joint of Mountain West, it's been a much more even matchup. I mean, the last 5 games between these two programs has been Bulldogs 3, Broncos 2. So it's been a very even matchup. And this is a real rivalry. Boise fans do not hate Fresno State fans like we hate them, though. I want to make that very clear. I've always had this condescending, like, oh, we love playing you, and blah, 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 blah from Boise. Bulldog fans hate the Broncos. Last year when the Boise was in the playoffs against Penn State, most Bulldog fans were like, yeah, I know we better for the future pack if Boise won, but I'd like to see the Broncos lose. I personally was not upset at all when they did lose. All right? So, and we got Malik Sherrod talking crap. You know, the guy who didn't do anything for us last year, and now he's not doing crap. Yeah. Now, this is not the same Boise team that we've seen at old. It's not even the same Boise team of last year. It's a very beatable Boise State team. All right? And in theory, if the Bulldogs could win this game, they could put themselves back into contention for a Mountain West title game appearance at a rematch with the Aztecs in San Diego. But that's a really tall order to task. All right? The Broncos have one big advantage over the Bulldogs, and that is scoring. They are third in the Mountain West in total scoring offense. It's like 35 a game. They're averaging like 450 yards, which is second. They are like third in rushing, 196 yards, and third in passing, 260 yards. So, again, they have a much more potent offense than Fresno State has shown. Although Max Maxson is capable of having stinkers. And if the Bulldogs come out with their heads on fire, who knows what could happen. You know, you want to keep that milk can. They have a trio of running backs they've been using. So it's just, a freedom monster. Riley, Gaines, Sherrod. But they're all more or less the same, in my opinion, for what I have seen. Although Riley is slightly better. But again, they don't have a Gentry in the backfield. And I believe the defense will play effectively. If you want to know how Sherrod's done this year, he has run for 250 yards on 54 carries for 2 touchdowns, plus 125 yards catching and an error score. So, Sherrod, no big deal. It's the defense at Boise State that can really cause problems. They are third in the Mountain West with 23 points per game, which is actually slightly below the Bulldogs. First place San Diego State defense is allowing 10 points per game. So they are allowing 337 yards per game. That's fourth in the Mountain West. You can actually run the ball more on them than you can pass it. 152 yards per game they've allowed as opposed. So I believe that this could be a game where the Bulldog running game becomes a bit more effective. You don't want to pass the ball too much on Boise, simply because they lead the conference of 11 interceptions this year. And Coughlin, we know Warner will be an eternal machine. Coughlin is more of a gunslinger, but even still, I think that if the Bulldogs are going to win this game, they have to run the ball. It's simple as that. They don't win when they don't run the ball. We've seen that all this year. They struggle when you don't run. And Boise is going to do what other teams have done all year long. Stack the box, force Fresno State to beat them with throwing the ball. All right? That's just what they're going to do. Now, the question is, what can Fresno State do about it now? Will Freeman and these other wide receivers who dropped first downs early in the game last year that might have changed how things went, will they catch the ball this time? I don't know. Hopefully it would. If you don't win this game, I've seen people say, I don't see we can get a 6 win. They'll win one more game at least. All right? But I talked about last video, they still have a chance to make something of this season beyond going to an Arizona Bowl. Although I will say playing a Duke or in a first responder bowl wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But you have to win this game to give yourself a chance. All right? Boise plays San Diego later, and I believe San Diego State is the better team. So if you win this game, you give yourself a real chance. I believe UNLV will lose another game as well. But that's unlikely, but that's why you play the game. Also, I want to make someone also announce something. Fresno State is playing their first basketball game of the season this Monday night against Fresno Pacific. I believe for Fresno Pacific, it is an exhibition game where it does count for Fresno State. It'll be at 7:30 in the Save-Mont Center. It's on the radio on 1340, Fox regular channel, but it'll also be on 1430 ESPN because they do Fresno Pacific games. Fresno Pacific, that's not a rivalry in any way, shape, or form. It's not like a little brother, big brother thing we've seen across the country. They are just on two separate levels. Basketball is the only sport that they play. They don't play bat and ball sports against each other. They don't do anything else. This is just it. It's an exhibition. So there's no real animosity. But they might get extra juice from players from Fresno Pacific's friends and family going there at the Save-Mont Center. This should be an easy win. If it's not an easy win, then we're in trouble. All right? And I just want to make something clear right now. I will recap the basketball and football games together probably like Monday night or so. So this is a busy week for Bulldog fans. If you like basketball, it's starting up. It should be better year than last year for men. It can't be. You only won 6 games last year. How can it be any worse? For women, they got a whole new coach. Better fresh air. He sounds like he really knows what he's doing. But hopefully one of these two teams can do something or else. Probably have to wait till spring to win a championship. Women, water polo, bat and ball sports, probably our best bet right now. But you never know. Hopefully one of these teams surprises us. So, busy next few days. So if you're a Fresno State fan, try and follow them all you can. The Bulldogs are playing Boise State on Saturday at 12:30 Fresno time on Fox Sports 1 like last week. Hopefully we beat the Donkeys, but regardless of what happens, go Dogs.